Let's get ready together today and do this trending latte makeup look. I got a request from someone in the comments on one of my last videos to try a latte look, which is basically a very bronzy, warm, light brown, kind of monochromatic look. This is my interpretation of it. I did very soft makeup. I didn't contour or sculpt the face. I just wanted it to be nice and blended and warm. If you want to see this look and how I did it, then just keep on watching. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the skin. So if you don't know what latte makeup is, it's a new trend. It's just basically very bronzy, glowy, fresh skin, and then a very warm brown eye look. I'm going to start off priming the skin with the Auric Glow Lust. I'm going to mix the two shades, Sunstone and Morganite. This is going to show through my foundation and give me a really nice glow. But this one's super fair and this one's super deep on me. So I'm going to mix the two to get a really bronzy complexion underneath. We are all prepped and ready to go with our foundation now. So I'm going to use the Forever Skin Glow foundation from Dior. I have mine in the shade 0.5N. All the latte makeup looks I've seen have been kind of lighter coverage, just really fresh skin rather than super matte or full coverage. This foundation is really glowy, but it's very lightweight. It's a little bit lighter coverage, I would say light to medium. I just like to apply some to the back of my hand and start warming it up with my fingers and then dotting it all over my face. I find the product just blends a little bit better when you start warming it up with your fingertips. I'm going to start stamping that in with a flat foundation brush. Just to ensure the most flawless blend I can get and to absorb any excess product, I'll just take a sponge and go back over that. And this will make sure there's no product just kind of sitting on top of your skin and getting kind of cakey and settling weird. It'll get rid of any streaks that your brush might have made. I want to look nice and hydrated under the eyes, very fresh. So I'm going to go in with my Natasha Denona concealer. This is in the shade N2. This is a super hydrating formula, so if you have dry or more mature under eyes, this is something that's great if you are still looking for a full coverage option. I'm just focusing this mainly in the inner corner, and I go a little bit down my nose as well. I prime my eyelids for eyeshadow, and then I add some on my chin and in between the brow just for additional coverage as well. This is what the skin is looking like, nice and fresh and hydrated and glowy. I'm going to move on to setting the face. For under my eyes, I'm going to use the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder and a velour puff and just stamp that in. And the rest of the face, I still want some luminosity to it, so I'm just going to very lightly set. This is the number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Pressed Powder, and I'm going to take a very large, very fluffy brush so that I just kind of minimally set. I don't want to use too much powder. I definitely want a glowy bronzer today. I want to look very, very bronzed. So I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer. It's got some shimmer in there. I'll load up my brush. I definitely want a lot of bronzer today. I'm going to start stamping that in. My skin's looking very dull and lifeless, so I definitely need to add a lot of warmth back into it. I have two blush options that I'm stuck between. I want this to be like a very monochromatic look. So I could either do Chai from Laura Mercier or Terra from Benefit. I'm thinking Terra might be a little bit too deep, so we're gonna try Chai from Laura Mercier. Just gonna tap that on. Blush is not really gonna be the main focus of this look. I know I usually go very heavy-handed with blush, but I'm gonna try and keep it a little bit pared down today. For highlight, I want something that's a little bit more golden, champagne, and a little bit softer, so I'm gonna go in with MAC Soft and Gentle. I'm just gonna pop that right on the apples of my cheeks, down my nose, and then a little bit in the center of the face. And I'm just kind of dusting this on. I don't want it to be too much, but I still want to look really glowy. I just don't want it to be like metallic or glittery. I pretty much always do the same brow routine. I just use a little micro pencil. This one's from NYX in the shade Ash Brown. And I just kind of fill in any sparse areas in the tail. I don't like my brows to be too structured or uniform looking. I just kind of want to fill in any areas that need some help. I'll just brush those up with a Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, so they are nice and fluffy. Now for the eyeshadow, I'm thinking something very warm, bronze, and a little wash of glitter. I'm gonna start with the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes palette, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Nude and a big fluffy blending brush and just start in the outer corner and work my way to the crease. Kind of just want this to be a wash of color all over. And I normally do this anyways, but I really made sure to bring my bronzer and blush kind of up into the outer corner of my eye as well, so everything is very blended and there's like a seamless transition between my eyeshadow and all my cheek products. I think that really helps everything look very cohesive and intentional. I'm going to take a little bit smaller of a blending brush and go into the shade Maple. This is like a very, very orangey, warm-toned brown. And I'm going to kind of go over the same area, but keep it a little bit lower. I'm not going to go all the way up. And I'm going to take a clean blending brush and just feather out those edges just to make sure nothing's too harsh. I like to go back between each step with a clean blending brush or the first brush that I used and just make sure everything is kind of blending together really well. Now I'm going to take kind of a tapered blending brush and I'm going to mix the shades Cocoa and Truffle together and just hit the very outer corner to deepen that up. And I'll take a clean blending brush again and make sure to feather out the edges. I want this to be pretty soft and nothing too harsh or sharp. I'm going to take a shader brush for under the eyes and mix Cocoa and Truffle again and just smoke that out till about the middle of the eye, just to add some definition. Then I'm going to take the NYX glitter primer on the back of my hand. I'm just going to take a very, very tiny amount. You need to use a very, very thin layer of this, otherwise your makeup will separate and it will ruin your eyeshadow. So I just used that little tiny amount and there's barely anything on the brush, and I'm just going to tap that over the lid where I want to put my glitter And it should be a little tacky, but you shouldn't really be able to like see it. I just want there to be a little bit of tackiness so that when I put the glitter on, there's something for it to stick to. For my glitter, I'm going to use this Give Beauty IC and Sparkle Multi-Dimensional Eye Pigment. This is in the shade Twinkle. I'm going to pop some in the cap. I'm going to use the same brush to pick up the glitter since it has a little bit of tackiness to it already. And I'm just going to stamp that on. I'm going to rebuild that outer corner up just a touch, just to make sure there's not a harsh line between the glitter and the shadow. And I'm just going to take a super fluffy brush that's clean and just kind of go back and forth to make sure there's not like too much glitter. I just kind of want it to be like a wash of glitter. I'm just going to throw on some mascara before we do lashes. I want really fluffy lashes for this look, so I have these Kiss the Muses collection in Noblesse. Noblesse, I don't know how to say that, I'm sorry. These are what they look like. I'm just going to use my velour lash glue. Okay, lashes are on, so let's move on to lips. I'm going to start with the Anastasia lip liner in the shade Hazelnut, and I'm going to go ahead and overline my lips. I'm going to fill that in with this NYX Smooth Whip Matte Lip Cream in the shade Pancake Stacks. Yes, it does smell like maple syrup. And I will top all of that off with the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Major Throwback. The final step will be Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. And this is my completed Latte makeup look. This is it up close. I wanted to do kind of warm and cozy and monochromatic. That's my interpretation of what this look is. This was a lot of fun. I think this could actually be a summer or a fall look, depending on what lip you do or how you dress with it. I definitely went for more of a cozy fall theme with my sweater today, even though it is the beginning of August. I have a lot of ideas of what to do for my next videos. I'm curious as to what you guys think about a beginner 101 kind of series where I do a video for your base, for your cheeks, for your eyes, your brows, all that. Let me know what you want to see next from me in the comments, and thank you for watching today. Bye!